we have finally got ourselves a UFC pay-per-view, and it is probably the best card of 2025. So let's get straight into it. And before I do anything, I just want to show you guys my past predictions from last week. Dominic Reyes versus Carlos Olberg in Perth. I got only 3 fights wrong on this card. I made the post like this so you could see the timestamp, see it was me, and see that it is totally legit. Because I always delete my post after, because I only make videos. No shorts, no post, just videos. So there y'all go. And let's get straight into it. First off, we have Veronica Hardy versus Brogdon Grad. Veronica Hardy and Brogdon Grad. This isn't a very high level fight, but Veronica Hardy is pretty good. And Brogdon Grad, she's not very good. That's all I gotta say. Brogdon Grad is coming off a loss, I'm pretty sure, to Amanda Luciendo. Yeah, Amanda Luciendo is a great fighter, so that doesn't really say much, but she's not a great fighter. Just trust me when I say that. And Veronica Hardy, man, she's been around since, 2018? I don't know, but she's been around. She doesn't have a great record, but she is more of a submission fighter, I want to say. She is definitely not the best fighter, but she did beat J.J. Aldrich and Jamie Lynn North, which have aged pretty well. I'm just going to take Veronica Hardy in this fight by submission in round 2. I think that this is a easier fight for her. And yeah, this should be not a very close fight. I can see Brogdon Grad maybe landing some shots. She's more of a gritty fighter. But let's just get into the next fight. Rija Brihimaj, I think, versus Austin Vanderford. Austin Vanderford is, I just want to say he has horrible cardio. His last fight, I don't remember who it was, but he gassed out in the second round because he used all his energy in the first. I think it was Andre Polaev. Yeah, he out-grappled Andre in the first round, landed some big shots. In the second round, he got knocked out, and he just had no energy left. So it was, body shot? I think it was a kick that got him out of there. Brahimaj, I remember he had like a big fight. He fought some big people, big names, and he is very underrated. It was Billy Ray Goff who he last fought, and he was a big underdog in that fight. I remember watching this and I picked Ray Goff. No, I picked Brahimaj in that fight, and I remember picking him. I'm like, this would be a good fight to get some money off of. And I remember I did get Brahimaj, and I don't actually bet. I bet with my dad. He's the one betting the money. I am not older than 18 years old, so I cannot bet. But me and my dad bet, and I win him some money. Just saying. But yeah, Brahimaj, he's good tough fights. He fought Mickey Gall, but Mickey Gall is not really high. He's not high level. He just has good jiu-jitsu. Yeah, he's KO'd Mickey Gall. I don't really know much about this guy. I just know he has fought Mickey Gall, and I know he has fought, I think he fought Max Griffin, but I don't know. He's an underrated fighter. I think he's going to beat Austin Vanderford. He's got great power. He's got threatening submissions, and Austin Vanderford, I think he's going to beat this guy, though. Austin Vanderford, I think he's going to reflect off his last fight, and he's going to get a submission in the first round, because the first round is where he really shines. But that's not a great thing to have in MMA. It can't just be your first round. So if he can get his cardio together, and if he can be calm and collective and submit him in the first round, I think he can get him out of there. If it goes past the second round, it might not be great for Vanderford. But Vanderford does have good striking. But I think this is the fight I am least confident in. We have Farid Basharat, Javid Basharat's brother, undefeated 13-0 versus Chris Gutierrez. Farid Basharat, I'm going to be totally honest with you, I have no freaking clue about this guy. I think he's from Afghanistan. Chris Gutierrez, though. I know Chris Gutierrez is I don't know, if he's like a prospect beater, or if I don't know, what do you call when they beat prospects? The fraud checkers. He's fought for a while. El Guapo. He was supposed to fight David Basher. I remember that got canceled. He's beaten Lee Kwong. He did fight Song Yudong sometime in his career, but yeah, he's fought some big names. I don't know if he beat him, but he did fight Frankie Edgar. But Frankie Edgar wasn't great. I think it was around the 2000s, 2022, when he beat Frankie Edgar. Of course, it's in the 2000s, but I think it was 2022 when he beat Frankie Edgar. And Chris Gutierrez, like, he's tough, man, and I don't know, like, this is it's a hard fight. Farid Basharat, bro. I know Farid Basharat has good kicks. I'm pretty sure he can wrestle. I don't know. This fight, I don't know. Gutierrez is coming off a win. Oh, shoot. Farid Basharat mostly, I think he's only had 2 fights and they're both decisions. I'm just going to take Farid Basharat by decision in this fight. I think this is going to be a close fight. I think Farid Basharat might edge it out. Not a robbery, but I think he's going to edge it out. So let's just get to the next fight. Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos. There's not much I got to say about this fight. They can both wrestle. Macy Chiasson might shine in this fight. I kind of regret this pick. I wanted to kind of take Macy Chiasson now, but I'm just going to stick with Yana Santos. And I'm going to pick her by KO in round 3. Because I think that Macy Chiasson is going to kind of get... I don't know if she's going to be great in this fight. I feel like Yana Santos is going to put on the pressure. Macy Chiasson will land some good shots, but I'm going to take Yana Santos by KO in round 3. I did have to keep it kind of even with, like, amount of KOs and stuff, like, what would be reasonable. But we have had a card, Brahalio and Imavov, and there's, what was it, like, not 13, like, there's, like, 11 finishes out of 13 fights on that card. So, yeah, you never know, man. Next we have Nikolai Veretennikov, who a lot of people are saying sucks. And I don't think he sucks. I just think he's really not great with his energy. I know he lost to Danny Varmo back in August 2024. Yes, I do remember the exact date because I remember betting $50 against my dad that Ty Burra would beat Spivak in that fight. So yeah, I remember that. But now he's fighting Ponanglai Soriano. And Nikolai Veretennikov is coming off a win to Francisco Prado in a pretty close fight. It was only the grappling that got him the win. Soriano is kind of a pressure fighter. He's got powerful punches. Neither of these guys are really high level. Veretennikov has more experience, I think. Yeah, he's a bit older. I'm going to take Nikolai Veretennikov by decision. I'm not very confident in this one either. This card, I feel like I could either get a lot of them right or a lot of them wrong, because I did change my predictions around. Like, I think I had Soriano winning, and then I changed it to Veretennikov minutes later. Next, we got Esmond Shabazian versus... What's this guy's name again? I don't remember this guy's name at all. I'm having a moment. Is it Andre Muniz? It's Andre Muniz. Because I remember he got a fight canceled with Ikram Aleskrov, right? Yeah. I think that was him. But yeah, Esmond Shabazian... In 2024, he did beat A.J. Dobson, but that doesn't mean anything. I just remember that. I don't even know who A.J. Dobson is. I just remember that fight. And I don't know why. I don't even know why I said that. That's like super irrelevant. But he lost by submission to Jared Meerschaft. This is kind of a breakdown too. Esmond Shabazian's a good kickboxer. He's a very crafty striker. He's already fought twice this year. He just beat Andrei Petrosky in a main event this year. I don't remember what the main event was. I think this fight was a co-main event in that card. Maybe it was Gary Protez, or it was like Buckley and Usman or something. In this fight, I think Esmond Shabazian's gonna kind of push the pace. Andre Muniz is definitely gonna clap back at him. I think it's gonna be a pretty close fight until Esmond Shabazian gets the KO in round 2 after having a better round 2. I think it's going to be maybe like 3 minutes into the second round. I'm going to say he gets a knockout. I feel like round 2 KOs is where I kind of mostly put my picks. But I will 100%. I think I'm more confident in most fights. I'm definitely going to take Edmund Shabazian in this fight. Not 100%, so I'm maybe like 75% confident in this fight. Probably less, but yeah, Edmund Shabazian by TKO in round 2. Let's go. Patchy Mix. This fight I'm excited for. And he's fighting, I think his name is Jacob Witchclatch or something. Some weird Russian name. I have to go to the bathroom really bad, so just stay there. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back, and I am ready to talk about some Patchy Mix. This guy dominated in Bellator. He has a 20-1 record. And then he fought Mario Bautista and looked absolutely horrible in that fight. He fell so short in that fight. I had Patchy Mix winning, but I feel like every time those Bellator guys come into the UFC, their first fight is always a flunk. But we did just see Patricio Pitbull in his second fight beat Dan Ige by close decision. And for Patchy Mix, I think he's going to win by close decision. Not super close. I think he's going to have a dominant second and maybe dominant third round. But I think he's going to win this fight. And I think it's going to be like, I think once he wins this fight, they'll give him a little bit of a less leveled fight. But I think this is the lowest level fight you can give this guy so far. I've heard a lot of people saying, oh man, Jacob Witchclatch, oh man, Patchy Mix is screwed, bro. Jacob Witchclatch, bro. He's got that reach. I've heard all of these people on YouTube. I've been watching Witchclatch tape. Like, bro, it's not. You don't need to dissect it that bad. He's not gonna. It's Patchy Mix, bro. This guy who is a champion in Bellator, 20 wins, 1 losses in Bellator. I know Bellator is a whole other thing than UFC, but come on, man. Come on, Patchy Mix fighting some guy making his debut who nobody even knew until this fight was like made. So like, I'm just taking Patchy Mix in this fight. He did move better in the third round against Bautista, but not good. So I'll just take Patchy Mix, and let's go to the next fight. Okay, Daniel Santos, Mini Charles Oliveira versus one of the more exciting prospects, what's his name? Ju Soo Young. Probably got that wrong. I usually do if they're Korean fighters or Japanese fighters. I think he's Korean. Daniel Santos just came off a pretty dominant win to a different Korean fighter. Definitely don't remember his name, though. Ju Soo Young just beat that Indonesian guy. I think it's Ju Soo Yu, right? Yeah, he just beat that. It's Ju Sang Yu. Frick, it's Ju Sang Yu. Is it Ju Sang Yu? Let me look it up. Hold on, let me get my computer. Oh, shoot, I just went ahead. My bad. I forgot to go to the search bar. Okay, so his name is actually Ju Soo Yu. Okay. Alright, so it is Ju Soo Yu. I did not need to say him like that, but yeah, I think Daniel Santos is going to put up a fight. He is a very fast fighter. He's got a good cardio. Ju Soo Yu. I did have Ju Soo Yu winning by first round knockout, but I think now, oh god, he's got so much power though. I'm just gonna. Who was it? Jaka? What's his name? Jake? The last guy his beat name was like Jaka or something. I don't remember. It was like UFC 315 or 16. I think 16. Just give me a Yuju song by round 2 KO. And let's move on to the next fight. Atiba Gutierrez versus Trace John Vines. I couldn't find any good transparent PNGs for this guy, so I just used a shadow picture. Like, I mean, I'm going to go to ESPN for you guys. Okay? Right now, Atiba Gutierrez is currently, listen to me, a minus 4,000 favorite. 4,000. And I think this is a little over the limit. I mean, the biggest favorite in UFC history was minus 2,200. Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy. Trayston Vine, he's more of a longer fighter, and he's got good, I don't know much. I just know he has good, I can't say good jabs. He got decent boxing, decent kickboxing. But that does not matter when you're fighting the middleweight Francis Ngannou. The only problem is I think this Francis Ngannou guy, Thibaut Gutierrez, is going to fall off eventually. I'm just going to... I don't really think I need to say much about this fight. The other guy's longer, but Thibaut Gutierrez is 6'4". The other guy's 6 foot. I'm just going to... I'm going to take a Thibaut Gutierrez by KO in round 1. Because Trayston Vines, he's got the reach advantage, I'm pretty sure. But I don't care. It does not matter. You're fighting a Thibaut Gutierrez. You got the reach advantage. He's going to get up in your face, and he's going to land one big shot, knock him out. I saw a meme. It said $100 every second Trayston Vines survives. People are going as far to say memes like that. I think a Thibaut Gutierrez is going to KO him first minute in round 1. If he's lucky, he'll survive 2 minutes. I doubt it, though. I highly doubt he makes it past the first round. And I think it's not going to be a TKO. I think it's going to be a cold, brutal KO. And the ref is going to... He's probably going to try to land a big shot while the ref is coming, and it's going to be brutal. I think this is going to be probably the most brutal knockout of the night. And I don't know. I'm worried for Trayston Vines, man. Credit to him for taking this fight on short notice. I think Ozzy Diaz had a better chance against Thibaut Gutierrez. But he's ready for the monster, man. This is a brutal fight for Trayston. And I'm worried for him. I think this is going to be a really brutal fight. I just think this is a really not a great fight for him. And I think there should be closer fights if you're going to give him a new fighter. But most people want to see this guy fight. And when this fight got canceled, I was praying they reschedule him a fight. And I'm happy they did, but I feel like the other guy's going to get seriously hurt. All right, next we move on to the main card. This main card is so stacked. A lot of people are giving the Zalal fight and the Pyfer fight hate because they're saying it's low level for a main card. But what kind of main card do they want? This card is so stacked already. And we got, apparently, another Francis Ngannou thing here. This guy hit harder than Francis Ngannou on like a punching bag thing. He does hit hard, and we just watched him fight Kelvin Gastelum, and he couldn't knock him out. He did wobble him, drop him a couple times. But... Man. I mean, Abumagomedov, let's be real here. He has no cardio, decent kicks. He just beat Michel Pereira. Michel Pereira looked horrible in that fight. He's looked horrible in his last two fights. And his last 3 fights, but he did fight Hernandez. But I just want to say, I think Joe Pyfer. I don't think he's going to get a knockout, but we do know Kelvin Gastelum has a chin, so it's not horrible they didn't knock him out. But if he doesn't knock him out here, I don't see much potential going on for Joe Pyfer. If Joe Pyfer doesn't get a knockout here, I think he loses his next fight, or he goes on a win streak. But I'm going to say he loses his next fight if he doesn't get a knockout here. And I don't think he will. I think he's going to win by decision. I say round 3 and stuff in case there's eye pokes and stuff. They have to call the fight, so I just say that so you guys know, like what I mean by decision. Because sometimes they'll stop the fight. Like, if it's a main card, they'll stop it in the main event or something. They'll stop it in the 3rd round, and they'll pick from the 3 rounds. So I'm like, I'll take Joe Pyfer, and then we got the next fight. Josh Emmett, who is being highly doubted in this fight versus Yusuf Zalal. Josh Emmett is a dominant wrestler, and he has lots of power. But Yusuf Zalal is so much quicker than him. I think he's going to out-wrestle him, out-strike Josh Emmett. I think Josh Emmett's not going to be able to land the bigger shots. Josh Emmett looked decent against Lerone Murphy. A lot of people said he looked horrible against Lerone Murphy, which I disagree with. But I don't think there's much I really got to say about this fight. Moroccan Devil just beat Calvin Kattar by a pretty big win. Not a very close fight. So let's just take Yusuf Zalal. And I think he's going to ground and pound Josh Emmett after landing some right hook or something. Maybe a kick to the body. or head kick, I mean. But I think he's going to land a big right hook. He's going to get him on the ground. He's going to ground and pound. Josh Emmett's going to hold him down. And like a few seconds later, he's going to get back up on mount, and he's going to ground and pound Josh Emmett, and they're going to call the fight. So maybe that I should have put TKO there. I should have put TKO there. But it's fine. I'll take Yusuf Zalal by KO in round 2. Let's get going to Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. Probably want to be one of the best fights of the year. Maybe even the best fight of the year. This is going to be a great fight. And people are saying it's going to be a very competitive back and forth fight. Yuri Prochazka, man. He has so much power that I think he's going to end the fight before it can get too crazy. I think the first round is going to be a great first round. And later on in the second round, I feel like it's early in the second round where it really happens. I think in the second round, Yuri Prochazka earlier on is going to get a TKO. And he's going to knock him down and land like maybe one more big shot. And then the ref's going to call it. Yep, Yuri Prochazka. I'll take him by like maybe a 1-2, like a left hook, right hook. Then he's going to ground and pound him. And I just think Yuri Prochazka's going to win. I'm not going to say how he's going to win. I'm just going to say he's got a TKO. And not going to be super specific. But I think Yuri Prochazka can win this fight. And I think a lot of people are picking Khalil Roundtree in this. But I think Jamal Hill is a huge step up. And he 50-45'd Jamal Hill. But I'm just going to take Yuri Prochazka in this fight. Yuri Prochazka has only loss. And his only weakness is Alex Pereira. Like, Yuri Prochazka has been around for a while, bro. And I think Yuri Prochazka, well, not for a while, but you know what I mean. He hasn't been around. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean like he's been around for a while. But Yuri Prochazka's got 31 wins and only 5 losses, bro. Like, Yuri Prochazka is a good fighter, man. And his only losses are Alex Pereira. So I am going to take Yuri Prochazka to win this fight by round 2 TKO. And he just beat Jamal Hill, and so did Khalil Roundtree, so I think this would be pretty good. And Khalil Roundtree won by a dominant decision. Yuri won by a knockout in a winning first round. So now we have Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. This is the best fight, I think. I think Corey Sandhagen, maybe Umar does, but I think Corey Sandhagen has a better chance against Merab. But I think Sandhagen's going to land some big shots, but Merab's just going to smile. And I think he's going to out-grapple him. It's going to be a pretty boring fight. I think there will be some exciting moments on the feet. Or it could be a different outcome. I could see this go either way. I could see it being a really boring grappling fight just from Merab. Like, not Hamza versus Drake is bad, but pretty bad. Or I could see it could be a 50-47 for Merab. And I can also see Corey Sandhagen landing a bunch of kicks and keeping Merab at range. But I think I'm going to take Merab Dvalishvili by decision in round 5. And let's get on to the main event, the rematch, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Pereira said that he felt like he was fighting at 40% against Ank in the first fight. Big Ank, I think it was a close fight, but I do think Ank beat him in that fight, to be honest. I don't remember much about it because it was such a boring fight, so I just know the leg kicks is going to be Pereira's strength. And Pereira was able to defend every single takedown. So let's get into it. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Title bout. 2 title fights, baby. A lot of people, I don't think I've seen anybody take Pereira so far. I think I don't remember, but I think most people are taking Magomed in this fight. I'm taking Alex Pereira in this fight by decision. I think this is going to be a close fight, but I think Pereira is going to be able to control the range. Magomed's going to try to come up and control his range, and then Pereira's going to fight back. I think he's going to be on the pressure more, and I don't think it's going to be a Sean O'Malley type rematch. I think it's going to be an Alex Pereira W, and I believe that if he wins this fight, this can expand his legacy so much. Pereira's old, though. He's like 38, 37, right? Alex Pereira, bro. I'm worried for him in this fight. I really want Alex Pereira to win. He is 38 years old. But I think Peloton can win this fight. Proton has like, he's knocked out Khalil, he's knocked out Yuri, knocked out Jamal, knocked out Yuri again. He's just like a beast. He's knocked out Adesanya, he's knocked out Strickland. He's such a beast, bro. And I just think that Pereira, like, he's got such good kickboxing. I think his punches are going to lead the way, though. That's just what I think. You think he's going to throw less kicks? I think he's going to throw more calf kicks because Magomed could catch those kicks and try to take him down. But I think Pereira defends the takedowns once again, and this time he wins. Not too dominant, but I think he's going to win by decision. And that is my picks and predictions for, probably the same thing, but that is what I think is going to happen. Picks and predictions for UFC 320. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Magomed retains it or Pereira takes it? Do you think Merab retains it or Corey takes it? Or do you think Yuri Prohaska and Khalil Roundtree, is it going to go to a decision? Is it going to be an all-out bar fight? Or is it going to be a slow fight and is Yuri Prohaska just going to land a big shot and end it? Or do you think what I think? It's going to be a great first round and then Yuri ends the funness with a knockout and we don't get to see a third round. What do you guys think? I just think this card is great, and I'm just excited to see every single fight on it, except for the women's fights. But yeah, that's what I think, and see ya.